Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel Anaka Design. I am so grateful to have you here, whether you're brand new or whether you have been with me for some time. It makes, it gives me the will to go on living. If you saw my video yesterday, you will have seen the reveal I did of the Happy Mail that Carol from Crinkle Path, I think, sent me. And you probably heard me talk about the fact that I'm taking part in a live video on January 20th as we help her celebrate her upcoming 55th birthday. What an infant. And her retirement. So I hope I might have forgotten to mention this in the Happy Mail video I just taped of the stuff I got from Angela, the traveling crafter. In case I did, Angela mailed me, as part of the package that I received while we were in Colorado, a box, a Dolly Parton, a Duncan Hines cornbread kit with Dolly Parton on the cover, and that was sort of that was to be the base of the journals that we're going to be working on. So we baked the cornbread so that I didn't have to, add that to the weight of whatever it was that we were having to transport home. Anyway, as I did the reveal, there were so many purple elements, and I said that was going to be the theme, and I was going to use a lot of the stuff that Carol sent me, and that I would dig out the this container that I have been collecting purple stuff in for, 3 years now. So anyway, I think you've all seen people apply glue stick on one surface and glue something to it, so I spared you that. I chose 2 of the wallpapers that Carol sent to cover that box, that Duncan Hines cake box. Now, I've been keeping this under my blotter to get good, good stick. I will, maybe later today or tomorrow, zigzag around the edges just to further secure it. I will not bend it until it is thoroughly dried. So back it goes. And I want to show you some of the things, as usual, way too much, I'm sure. Some of the things I set aside from Carol's Happy Mail, and some of the things I had on my own, and just give you a feel for where this project may be going. Although at this moment, I don't know quite myself, except that it'll be for me, and it will be an overriding purple theme. So before I show you sort of what's in that pile, let me show you some of the things that I've already, the pages that I've sort of begun assembling. If you saw the video, you know that this lovely vintage envelope, including a blonde hairnet, was in the stuff that Carol sent. Now, I maybe should have soaked it instead of doing it, the quicker way. I opened it up so that it could be sewn in to the signatures. I just realized that it is a wee bit, like it's almost dark here, so maybe I should put some light on the subject. Sorry, out of practice making videos. Oh, I don't like that yellow light. Come on. I think that's better. Anyway, okay, so I have this envelope. There was also that, I'm not even sure what it was. It's sort of got this fancy handmade paper, but then there's this 1940, I don't know if that's a 3 or a 7, where some kid was learning to do cursive writing. So I just separated a couple pages from the rest of that booklet, and those will be a couple of pages. I tore this bigger sheet in half, you know, to have a variety of sizes. Now, because I don't really want to, I won't fold that cover. I'm not entirely sure how big, how wide my pages can be. You know, when you tear off the flaps off a piece of packaging, you know, there's that sort of that score line that the manufacturing process gives the box. And then if you're just eyeballing it with scissors, which I was doing, may not be perfectly straight. Anyway, I ended up reducing the size of the box slightly. I think it's 8 1/4 tall, which means, you know, an 8-inch page. But I just don't remember if I ended up, because you know, it's one of those things. You cut a little bit more. Anyway, I think it ended up being 5 1/2, but I can confirm that later. So all of these pages came from what Carol sent. So a lot of Canadian references. This will be a centerfold probably in one of the signatures. And then remember how I love this stuff. Now this is fragile, and it will be obviously sideways, which is not my real preference. But I kind of wanted to maximize the you know, it's a finite amount of paper. I wanted to make it go as far as I could. Now I will, see, I meant to do that, but this video will be long enough anyway, I'm sure. I meant to look for some washi tape before beginning so that I maybe could have reinforced some of these pages. Now, where there are these tears, I will probably be, well, I'll either use washi tape that sort of looks good with this, or I may just resurrect some of the salvage Scotch tape that I have, because you know how good that stuff looks. So I have 2 bits of this. This is all curly, but that's okay. I also sort of promised myself that I'm going to do a grungy journal too, so that would work well in that as well. Another page out of an atlas. This was a Canadian or French Canadian song. I trimmed a bit off. There were those 2 Christmas newsletters. So I just folded them in half, cut down the height slightly. I tore this top and bottom. It's still too wide, but I didn't want to really wreck this schematic off the, now what is this? I guess it's the town site. So I'll deal with that when the time comes. Okay, so that we know is, this is a start, and clearly it's not enough pages. It seems to me that compared to some people, and again, comparison is a no-no. Don't ever do it. Compared to some people, I don't use very many book pages, which is kind of silly when you think about it, because I have a lot of book pages, and because it does add interest. And even though it may look busy and like too much, there are ways of toning those things down, either with gesso or gluing something over them or covering them with, you know, a pocket or a tuck or whatever. So I think as a personal challenge and to push my own learning, I'm going to basically maybe just do book pages and very few of anything kind of plain. So let me, okay, off to the side here. Well, you saw the other bit, the fabric I had, the telegram. So we must use that. Anyway, I'll put this off to the side and show you some of the things that I've been collecting, again, for all these years. I just remembered that I had a bunch of these die cuts that I bought, well, a whole slug of them, I guess, at a thrift store. So I pulled out the 2 tones of, this is probably getting more pinky. The kind of just some of those as a reminder to use them. Don't ask me where Purple Fortrell came from, but there it is. These were in an assorted package of tags. They're ready to go. They have, you know, they already have the grommets in them, so that's good. This is one of those things that you sometimes get in a, you know, when you buy thrifted scrapbooking supplies or whatever. So this is, these are assorted sticker type things. So these are borders. Obviously, I've removed some of the corners and flowers. So I will use this to obviously do some decorating. These are the teeny, oh, see? The little teeny tiny labels that I just sprayed with, I'm sure that would be avocado dye. This was done a long time ago. So those would be cute because they're right about the same size as, you know, labels that we either design ourselves or buy from people as digitals. Okay, this stuff, right here. This was one of those beautiful, you know, El Cheapo art pieces that you see quite often in home design stores. So it's not original art. It is, you know, it's made to look like they're brush strokes or it was done on canvas or something, but it's clearly not. It's a reproduction of someone's original design, typically mounted in some way to either stretcher bars or something else. Anyway, of course, I love the colors, so I bought it. And it may even have hung in the house for a while. So there, you know, you can see where this had been mitered around a corner. And of course, I'm not going to waste that. So obviously, oh, and this is cloth that I was obviously using to pick up, you know, either to wipe a brush on or, well, I guess probably to wipe a brush on. So I have this. Obviously, I had a few little papers selected for it. I'll just quickly flip through that. So, you know, this is one of those projects that could end up, this cover is clearly too big unless, yeah, unless I fold back some pockets, which was probably the intention. Anyway, just an assortment of papers. So this could be a little booklet that becomes part of the journal, or maybe it's a standalone journal. I don't know yet. I am just honestly refreshing my memory as to what I even have here. So, and again, you know, something like this could end up being a side tuck or a belly band or whatever. If it was purple, it made it into the bin. Now, this is a thrifted piece of scrapbook paper. It's got these dress forms on it. And I must have, at one point, torn around the whatever I had left there with the intention of a couple side tucks. Maybe this was going to be the start of snippets, or who knows. But it's obviously here and ready to use. Now, I don't even recall how or when I got this, but is it not beautiful? So we'll see what happens with that. I did also, if you saw the video, you know that there were a number of really pretty fabrics that, oh, I should keep those with that. Pretty fabrics that Carol had included. Now, I guess in hindsight, this one isn't so good for this project. We'll put it aside. But we've got, you know, mauves, this plaid. This one is really cute with that trellisy effect. And then this, no mistaking what's going on there. When I did the flip through, I, of course, was saying that this could have been a journal cover. There's also this lovely piece. So, you know, these things will either come into play here, and I'm sure they will. Like something like this. Whoops. More than likely, or maybe this one. I will probably tear, into either half or thirds. I don't know which yet. Sometimes you just don't know how straight things are. Although, this one, oh yeah, you can see this is off. I mean, that's the beauty of, but I could cut along a line to make it straight. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I digress. To do a couple of ruffles. So, like, I mean, I do have quite a bit of work ahead of me. But that is what we love, and that is part and parcel of making junk journals. This is obviously another paint rag that is beautiful. You know what? I should probably, let me just fold this up and pretend it's a signature page, or add it to the signature pages as a reminder to start using more fabric. Okay, this doily, don't know where I got it. It was obviously thrifted, I believe. Typically, I don't put, you know, my family heirloom doilies. You know, I don't include them in things like this. Let's just pull that out for a second. Let's see, the glue didn't adhere that well. I'll have to touch that up. Although, again, it's not the end of the world because I will be zigzagging. This is gobbed up because I've been away for, what, I never really counted the days. Was it 10 days or so? Of course, I just used glue stick, my Yoo-Hoo, on the thing to glue down the wallpaper. Maybe not quite up to the task because, you know, wallpaper is sort of, oh my goodness, I can't even aim into this. And, you know, if I'm a bit out of frame or a bit out of step, yeah, cut me some slack, you know. Haven't done videos for probably a couple weeks, so anyway, oh, the reason I pulled it out is, mind you, I love this paper so much because I love these designs. And I don't want to bend it, but I'll try to use this just because it's high time it was used. Okay, this is pretty, well, it's silk, but is this the stuff that's called Dupioni silk? I don't know. Anyway, it's a cushion cover with a zipper. So, oh, I have two of them. Wouldn't that be nice worked into this somehow? Throw this over here. I'll talk about that in a second. Now this, oh, you know what? I bet you this came off. You know when you, well, maybe Canadians will know. When you buy that in a drugstore, when you buy the gauze that's in a box, I can't remember what color the box is, but this was wrapped around the roll of gauze, and that is obviously a deep, dark purple color. So I think there are possibilities with that. And it's already pre-creased for me. Bits of obviously packaging, some cardstock. This is great. This must have been, what was this? I guess some kind of scrapbooking paper that looks embossed and has kind of a linen-y feel to it. This is lightweight, but it's got a mauve and a kind of almost like bark type look to it. This is lovely, although that looks like a paperclip thing there. Black on that side, and lovely. Maybe I should stop fluttering around with it so you could see. Oh, hey, this is the color of 2 feature walls in the house. Because look, I painted it. A paint chip, an oversized paint chip, done with a roller, so it's got that textural. I hope you can imagine how thrilled a painter is when he sees the gallon of paint and knows that it's going to take umpteen coats to get good coverage. This is, okay. How did I do this? This is brown paper. I don't think that's gel printing because the design is a little too perfecto. Anyway, I don't know. This was a piece of white paper. Oh, you know what? I think it might have been... okay. An awful piece of 8.5 by 11 scrapbook paper. It just had these random letters of the alphabet scattered all over it like confetti. I don't know, there's a Y, there's a, what is that, an R, maybe a Q, a D. Anyway, so clearly I covered it with maybe a napkin layer or something. So it's textural. I don't know. Anyway. We'll make it work. This, now you know that certain shades of purple and certain shades of brown are just a hair's breadth apart. This was obviously something that I thrifted. Here, it looks good. Here, it's like, what? 2 different color families. But that's the beauty of, oh, this is gel printing. Probably not. Oh, you know what? I bet you I used some of my iridescent golden artist quality paint. Because this might even be the interference paint where it looks, you know, depending which angle you look at it, it changes color. Scrapbooking paper. That is an odd size. So what is this exactly? 10. So it's 8.5 wide, but it is also 12 inches long. So anyway, these pieces can obviously be used. Someone must have trimmed them down. I must have thrifted them like that, or maybe I had a plan. Who knows? Oh, you know what? Wait, hold that thought. We'll get back to that in a minute. These are some little cut-offs. Clearly, don't throw anything away, ever, ever, ever. Cut-offs from some of the pages I showed you earlier. I just love this. And this, it looks like linen. Anyway, The color purple. Yeah, these were definitely, those were 12 by 12s that I obviously trimmed down. I must have had a plan. That would have been a label in that bin. Okay, what's going on here? Very beautiful. It's perforated. Or no, or is that scored? I guess it's scored. No, it's perforated. So whatever I do, if I go like so, wouldn't these make gorgeous little notebook covers? And I have quite a few. Cool, 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 cool. This is like Christmas. And I put it all together. Add enough time and a faltering memory, and it's like wonderful all over again. So these could either be signature pages, maybe I'll add them to my pile over here, or they are a little heavier than normal paper, so we'll just leave the rest alone for the time being. This is stuck to that. Okay, these came off a 6x6 pad. I love this pattern. So, of course, I wasn't going to throw that away. Cardstock, some kind of scrapbooking paper. This also, I don't think I sufficiently oohed and awed over that. Where? Oh, well, trust me, you'll see this paper. Oh, here. You will see this paper again. It is so gorgeous. It's like, there's that one. It is like crystals. Or, well, diamonds, I guess. Sort of. Anyway. Okay, maybe you don't love it as much as I do. Sorry to interrupt myself. Okay, more of these bits. This was some gift wrap, and I should look through my gift wrap now that I've organized it. I'm sure I have a better selection now than I did back in the day. I don't want all that green in there, so let's get rid of that. A picture of a violet. I must have thought I was going to include green in there somewhere. Sure. Oh, I know what that is. Okay. And then I obviously salvaged this from some sort of a book. So there are okay, what was this? Oh, this is some kind of a health book. Application of hot and cold compresses, herbal ointments. Okay, look at all that good eating that's going on there. Fruits and vegetables. Oh, do some kind of tonic on your hair. Natural medicines. Okay, that is all very good. Now, this was okay, so this is the male urogenital tract. Okay. This was probably the same book. And yeah, the book was clearly quite big because this is the right side up. That's how big the paper, or tall the papers would have been. So I saved all of these. Oh, you know what? These might be just larger, paler versions of those little guys. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're still lovely. So I have all that. Oh, this I should show you. Remember when sheer fabrics were all the thing and then you wore a cami or something underneath it? Well, it won't surprise you to know that this was a pattern that I had. blouse that I had, a long sleeve thing. So this is very sheer. I obviously put it on white cardstock. That would be a peony, I guess. And this is, well, what could it be? It could be a journal, a narrow journal cover with a little flapperuno, or glue that shut and make it a, what you may call it, an envelope. Make it an evening bag. Yes, thank you very much. And I have to give credit to Pam at the Paper Outpost, because she's the first person I saw who was gluing sheer fabric over a paper substrate. Thank you, Pam. Okay, so, whoopsie. I'll bring these papers back in for a second. This pile of signatures is kind of wants to collapse. Also in this, and again, don't ask me what I was thinking about here, but clearly I must have deconstructed a book with this matte black cover and thought I would do like a soft spine, which is this green, army green, hanging file folder. Now that would be all right. I mean, that's okay, but look at the size of that spine. This was clearly before I knew how much you need to fill a spine that size. Now, I have 4 signatures pre-made. Now, at first I thought, well, why are they so narrow? But then I realized that, okay, if it, and that's just resting on the table, so it's sitting lower than it normally would if you, when you sew them in. I don't know, maybe 4 signatures is the right amount, although I think an extra one would be better. And I've also since learned that if you have an odd number of signatures, it's easier to get to do the math for the spacing, which is counterintuitive, but trust me, it's right. It is, because suppose, well, pretend that there were 5, but you would, as you make your markings on your template, you put your number 3 smack dab in the middle, and then divide the remaining space between the other 2. The other 4, actually. But anyway, let's just have a quick boo at this paper. And where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, right here. Is this why? See, I had a plan, apparently. Yeah, so these are more pages that could be added into it. But again, I don't want to just resort to, you know, scrapbook paper. That's kind of cool. That might be wallpaper. Ah, yes, Candace Olsen. I used to love her. Canadian designer. Very beautiful aesthetic. Was author of several decorating books. So this is avocado dyed paper. Oh, some green did slip in here. That's not attached to anything. If you knew how old this paper is, I've been hoarding this probably for 25 years. Love that one too. Not sure. Oh, this just came from a paper pad. Got that green in there. So I imagine that the other pages are similar. Just, oh, more wallpaper. It looks like this was very formulaic, shall we say. And obviously not complete at this point. Again, I've got a single one of those. Wonder what I was planning to do there. Or maybe that's why I stopped, because I didn't know what to do. Now this in itself, excuse me, would make a lovely journal. However, I want to use the stuff that Carol gave me. So, who knows? Maybe there are going to be more than one purple journal. I know you find that totally shocking. Okay, enough about that. So I'll throw this stuff back in the bin, but that's not all, folks. Or like those guys on the excuse me, infomercials. But wait, there's more. Yes. Oh, I have some of those die-cut flowers in here already. I must have been thinking ahead. Okay, so what have we got here? Again, no, I didn't look through this just now. Well, that's something I coffee stained. I saved this from who knows where. That's also some kind of packaging. That's the, whoops. The load is shifted. That's the back of a car. That's some kind of mauve paper. Clearly I made signature pages out of that note paper. And I've still got the box that this stuff came in, because of course it's a beautiful box as well. That was who knows what. Look at that. I saved a tea envelope. Passion. This was a master board, I guess. These pieces of cardstock. Oh, there's my name and address. Oh, and there too. Obviously, I cut my name off and just used the floral part of that. These are beautiful napkins that I have. And I adhered them to a piece of cardstock and zigzagged around. Oh, I even sewed around these old... Oh, I know, because it has purple lettering. Or purple ink, I mean. Okay, did I make this? What the heck was here, though? One day, when card making was a thing, I took like an hour-long workshop, so I didn't own anything. I just used the store supplies or whatever. So maybe that was, I don't know. Who knows? Obviously pieces of the same master board. This is some beautiful gift wrap. That is paisley, so you know that's going to be included. This was also some gift wrap. Oh, this stuff all came out of a planner of some kind. So birthstones and gemstones. Oh, look, 2004. Yes, indeedy. The color purple, 2019. I must have been dyeing something or using this. Anyway, it's purple. That's reason enough to be here. Okay, what's this? Oh, this was a seed packet. And I used some of my coffee dyed papers and obviously the purple stays on to make that. This is vintage wrapping paper that I love. You can see I covered a few things here. Made tags out of this. Added a, oh. So why do I have, covered both sides with the same paper? That's kind of goofy, isn't it? Anyway, the mysteries continue. Note paper. See, this would be good in a signature too. Let's add that there. Okay, how many of these do I have? Just 2? And why are these envelopes? Oh, look at why these envelopes are here. Could throw a couple of those in. Maybe I'll put one of those in there. Now, did I doubt that I did this. Clearly, I took this off something. But is that not beautiful? Oh, this must have been a greeting card that I took apart. This is a die cut. Is that not beautiful and delicate? And this obviously was related to it, so that's there. This is Magnifico. Mouth painter. That's gorgeous. Love lilacs. That could be a signature page. These, I remember just buying this assortment. They're not very well folded, are they? But I would probably trim on both sides to make them. Let's throw all 3 of those in there. What is this? Oh, I probably just separated a bunch of 6x6 papers. Oh, that's cute too. That's cute. I must have taken out of the stack anything that would have related. Keep those handy. These are obviously end papers from some book. Don't really care for this, but it's purple. This is more out of that gem paper pad, you know, this, I'm not sure where this came from, but it's here. Okay, guys, we're almost, whoopsie, something fell. Oh, just, sorry, just a stamped, if I can pick it up, I'll show you. Goodness gracious. Okay, I obviously stamped a bunch of these little, what do you call those things? Not exactly labels. I don't think there's probably a better word than that. This was a bad one. So more of these little flowers. This is from a calendar, 2019. I love that design. Oh, I started fussy cutting. I guess I made this tag. This is some stamped book page. And space to write at the back. The body. More of that gift wrap. So I must have done a whole bunch of cards using that. This is from, well, it's kind of glossy, so this might have been, I don't know what that was. Part of packaging maybe, or, oh, this is a tablecloth. Anyway, that. Oh, clearly I had some punch outs that I thought would work. Don't know where those came from. I have these tiny little, these little bits, little tags, little circles, more tags. Oh, I made a cluster. Whoa, cluster, woohoo. I remember these papers. That's quite, oh no, that's 2. I was going to say, that's a pretty hefty cluster. Oh, and I zigzagged to hold it all together. Well, that's effective too, isn't it? Here it's just a staple. Now oh, I know. I thrifted something and had these delicate little die cuts. So I glued them on. I wonder why I offset that one. Oh well. Maybe I had a plan. What was I thinking of here? That's more of that. Another little tag. Oh, these would have been like place cards. Not like. These would have been place cards. And I clearly stamped on them after coffee dyeing them. So a few of those, and then these look like bought journal cards. Oh, and this is something I showed in the beginning, just a whole whack of these mauve coffee dyed papers. Oh, that's not all. I was ready to let you go. I always obviously have textiles as well. Oh, a flower, some little bits from those paint rags I was showing you. This, I remember buying this at a fabric store. Didn't have a plan for it long before I knew what junk journals were, but I just thought it was so cool. I probably have more of it somewhere. This is yarn that came from that top, that sheer thing I showed you, had a blouson, elasticized waist. Purple velvet, OMG. Do you remember when this was at the dollar store? Oh, and this, I don't know where I got this. It's quite a bit thicker, look at that. But that kind of thing could also, there we go again, could work on a excuse me. When I was in Colorado, I don't know what was going on. Oh, some of these haven't been punched out properly. There was a day there where I bet you I sneezed 30 times. And, you know, soul-rattling sneezes. See, I could get away with something this thick on a cover. Or maybe, since it appears I'll be doing more than one purple journal. That's pretty dramatic on black. Anyway, okay, back you go. I'll fix that up later. What else is in here? Oh, clearly something, more purple lace. This was cut on the bias, and I must have, or I guess it's bias tape, and I didn't iron it flat. And of course, it got creased too in the process, but this could be the tie around the journal. Was this, what's going on here? This might have to be washed. A bunch of related trims. Love this eyelash trim. This is, a foreign language for one thing. Looks like it's probably equivalent to pearl cotton. Perlovka Duma. Don't know what country that's from. Oh, look. This is some scrap pieces there. This must have, I don't know what this was. What is this? Something, some kind of trim that was sold as a remnant. So it's good to hang on to things like this because they can be journal ties. Another shade of mauve, some purple baker's twine. This is some gorgeous grosgrain. Oh, I salvaged this off some old pillowcase of ours. And I do mean old, like they could have been They probably were from our wedding, which was like 100 years ago. So there's that. More of the paint rag. Even mauve index cards, people. And that finally concludes what I have to show you. So the next time I will continue to work on this journal off camera. I don't know yet what I'm going to choose to do during the live video. Obviously, it can't be very demanding, brain power-wise, because there will be so much going on at once, or at least that's my theory. That's the premise I'm operating under. So I will kind of keep you guys posted how this progresses. Probably, oh, look at these beautiful ribbon roses. That would have to be on the cover with that because they're pretty darn bulky. Oh, the kid thought of everything. And one flower to remind me to use flowers. If I know anything about how my brain works. Okay, guys, I will cut this off here. I'm excited to be doing this. I'll add these yo-yos in here as well. A bit of Fortrell. And looks like I need a bigger thing to store all my stuff in for now. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And I think this is going to be a fun one. And like I said, I guess if this whole thing, this bin of mine that has been sitting for years, if there's any lesson inherent in that, it is that none of our effort is ever wasted, because it's work that's been done and ready to use, or it's captured an idea, or it has taken a project to a certain level of completion, and now it's just a matter of finishing it. But it also goes to show that maybe sometimes we abandon things for a good reason as well. And when we come back to it, we come back with so much more know-how, so much more knowledge, so much better prepared than we would have been if we would have, ground it out and finished, even though maybe our skill set and confidence level wasn't where it truly needed to be. So please don't beat yourself up for things that you have started and not finished. Trust the universe that there was a reason why it went down that way. Anyway, that is it for today, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye.